Try, adapt, learn. In this video, we will introduce this old sewing machine, which is another new project. If you haven't already subscribe now for more videos including DIY, maintenance, and projects. This Singer sewing machine is dated to 1954 and is model number 15. The model and year of the machine can be identified by the plates near the base of the machine. While looking at it, the machine appears to be specifically a 15-91 or 1591 model. The 1591 is known for a gear drive and electric motor hanging on the side, also called a potted motor. I don't know if the case is steel or cast iron, but we'll refer to it as iron. I do know the machine without the wooden base weighs about 30 pounds or 13.6 kilograms. In this view, you'll see the machine with the wooden base and case behind it. It is very likely that this portable configuration is original and what it looked like at the time of sale. The case, however, has seen better days as the hinges are corroded and broken. Two issues identified from the previous seller were first, that the needle would not move up and down, and second, that the machine would likely need to be rewired. This wiring is likely original and over 66 years old. The insulation is cracked so bad it is exposing the conductor wire. I do not recommend using any device with exposed electrical wiring. I am, however, going to test this because I want to share the condition of this machine at the start of this project for documentation. Also keep in mind that this includes a 2-prong connector with no third ground prong and an iron case. What this means is that if there are any exposed wires in contact with the case when the machine is switched on, it makes the case a serious electrical hazard. This is exactly why during the test I am only touching the plastic button for the switch, and after I do the test I immediately remove the plug from the electrical outlet. Once I do begin working on this machine, the first two priorities will be to lubricate it and replace the electrical wiring. As seen in this view, the electrical connector from the outlet and the switch to the machine is 3-prong. This is not to be confused with the wire going directly to the electrical outlet, which has a 2-prong connector. The likely reason that there are 3 prongs to the machine is that the switch to operate the machine and the switch to turn on the light can function at the same time or at different times. In this view, you will see the motor to the far left, the cover plate in the middle, and then the light bulb on the far right. When the cover plate is open, you can see an assembly that looks much like a crankshaft with a connecting rod. This connecting rod is connected to the rods visible at the bottom of the machine. In this view, you can see the bottom of the machine. At the bottom, you'll notice the various rods used to transfer the torque from the motor via the crankshaft and the connecting rod. These rods use that torque to help operate the mechanisms in the front, such as the assembly for the bobbin. From this view, you can see the stitching mechanism including needle, presser bar, and presser foot. Just a small note, you'll notice this machine has a needle with a flat side. This is a quick view with the presser bar lifter. We'll lift the presser bar lifter. While lifting the presser bar lifter, it lifts the presser bar and the presser foot. In this view, the stitch regulator can change the stitch count. It can also be held in place by the thumb screw on the left. The stitch regulator should also be able to work as a reverse switch for this specific model. The large wheel on the back is the balance wheel. In front of it is the bobbin winder that can be set to rotate off of the balance wheel. In the middle of the balance wheel is the stop motion screw. Setting the stop motion screw binds the stitching mechanism to the balance wheel. So turning it should lock or unlock the needle from moving up or down in the front of the machine. And now with the machine unplugged, we can spin the balance wheel and see that the needle is now able to move up and down. In this test, we can see the motor is able to move the balance wheel. And again, when tightening the stop motion screw, the needle will move up and down. Since the movement isn't strong or consistent, I will begin work on this machine in future videos. Although I do not sew, I find these machines and their visible moving parts very interesting. And although I'm not planning on this to be a full restoration, I do plan on working on the maintenance and learning more about how these machines work. As I make new videos, I want to share them with you, so subscribe now. Also comment, like, and check out some of the other content on our channel.